Hi, friends. New friends and one episode old friends?
Yeah, we're really excited to be back
This
on
is?
the air. Wait, hold on one second. I'm going to take my jacket off.
Is it that hot?
Why am I like wearing
I know. Well, I'd like to make an announcement. So this is, I'm 2 for 2 with no bra. I think that's going to be like my new thing.
Yeah, well, we record. Okay, so we have to talk about why we're recording this so late. We really had hoped to record this right after the show on Sunday.
We didn't realize the time.
Well, something went wrong because it said it was 9/8 Central, and typically we're in Mountain Time,
right?
In Boulder,
we're in Colorado.
Typically, we get the Central Time is like our airtime. So we're like, great, it'll be on at 8.
Oh my god! And then you texted me.
We can record at 9:15 and like be in bed.
I mean, I literally had it in my Google Calendar.
Oh, me too. And then I like looked on my Hulu TV and it was like Real Housewives of Atlanta like 5 times, and then Family Karma wasn't on until 10.
10 o'clock.
So then that kind of just screwed up the entire rest of the week because it's been a busy week.
Busy week. We both have jobs and we're moms, so it's just a lot.
Yeah, and like this is the busiest week for my job.
And let's be honest, what are our priorities? Bravo, work, kids? I don't know.
Bravo's getting up there.
Oh, yeah. I mean, I spent a lot of time on Twitter.
Oh, yeah.
Shout out to all of our new Twitter friends. Follow
Absolutely.
us. This is the Family Karma Cast.
Yes.
We didn't say that at the beginning. A podcast dedicated to the new all-Indian cast.
All-Indian American
cast. Family Karma.
Yeah, and it's the first show on American television, as far as I know, that has an all-Indian American cast.
Yeah, I forget who it was. I think it was Vishal saying in an interview that it was the first Indian American docuseries.
He probably did.
And Vishal, we're going to get to.
We're going to get to everyone. We have so much to say about the recap. I watched it on Sunday, but I was so tired because my bedtime is usually 9:30.
Oh yeah.
So then I rewatched it. I'm so dedicated.
And then your notes. It's like
I know I took.
You're studying for
notes.
finals.
Well, I just wanted to make sure we got to everything because you know that's what the meat of this podcast is.
The meat.
Family Karma recaps.
And I want to say bra is optional. If you're listening and you just want to, wherever you are, take off your bra.
Yeah, just do whatever you're
doing.
There's
something a little freeing on the way over here. I was like, I'm not wearing a bra. And this feels so right.
Yeah, because
2 for 2.
We want to be comfortable
and
while we're talking.
When we do this live, do you think I'm going to be wearing a bra?
Oh my God. Let's not get too ahead of ourselves, shall we?
Okay, so let's start.
Let's start. So really exciting,
they
the
didn't
other thing
do the intro, but they didn't do did they have an intro? I don't even remember.
They just kind of got into it.
I hope they have a Housewives intro where it's like, I'm not this, I'm that.
Oh, where they show all the characters.
Yeah.
You're right. Maybe that'll come next time because did you notice that 2 characters were not
Bali
even
and
there?
Sean.
Yeah, so maybe
I wonder if Bali and Sean are super pissed. What the heck?
Actually, I think one of them DM'd us on Instagram and
really?
was like, we'll be on next episode.
Okay, good.
So I think there was just too much for the first episode.
Right. We're in spring training. Again, I'm going to bring a sports analogy. Isn't it you in spring training you don't bring I don't know anything about
I don't know.
Who knows?
But
Never
you're
mind.
Probably right.
Okay. I'm probably not. I don't. All I know is spring training's in Arizona, and I think it's baseball and football,
and it's spring.
No, I don't. Yeah. Okay. So it starts off.
All right. So the first clip is a short clip of Brian Benny and his parents. They're sitting in their confessional thing.
I think he is so cute.
He is pretty handsome. I have to say, he has perfect features.
I know, that's the thing. It's a lot. It's staring at the sun.
Yeah. It's you can't look too long.
It's too perfect.
Exactly. And he definitely grooms himself to the max, which is okay.
He spends more time on himself, probably more than you and I combined.
Well, I think Vishal takes the prize for that.
Gosh.
We'll talk about that more later. But anyway, they start out with Brian. He's sitting with his parents. He's on his phone, and his mom is get off your phone. What are you doing? He's don't you want me to find a girl? And she's like, abso-frickin-lutely.
She is so the aunties. Can we talk about? Well, they'll come in later.
Oh, the aunties and the
Aunties,
uncles.
excuse
I want
me.
to say
The uncles.
the uncle. They didn't show
Monica's
the uncle
dad. We'll get to it.
Yeah, we'll get to it. So anyway, that was just kind of a funny
Mm-hmm.
way to start things out. You know, like it's just like I think a preview of how much this show is going to be about marriage and kids
Family.
and pressuring these like 30-somethings or people who are in their late 20s to like get it going
Oh
with
my
the kids.
gosh.
So that was how it started. Then we had an intro to Anisha,
Yeah,
who I said
she's our queen.
was my favorite, and I still really like her. I don't think I have a favorite anymore.
No, there's no favorites. I appreciate them for what they bring to the show.
Yeah, I feel like everyone was really delightful and great.
No one's a garbage person yet.
Not yet. We're hoping for
oh
that.
my gosh, yes. Hope. Fingers crossed.
But Anisha throws out this like this stat, which is really kind of staggering when you think about it. 20% of the world is Indian.
That is wild. Would you have thought that as someone who's Indian?
Well, I said last time, like, there are over 1 billion Indians on the planet.
Right.
So I didn't, but I guess it's more than that because I believe Anisha. Listen, she seems like she knows what she's talking about. So, you know, that's cool. That's another reason why it's kind of crazy that a show like this hasn't come up earlier.
I know.
But I actually think the percentage of Indian Americans living in the U.S. is like below 5% or something.
That's wild.
So it's kind of, you know, I guess from that standpoint, maybe it makes sense, but not really.
So let's get popular in India is
Yes.
my thing. So we can just be really popular because of 20%.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I'm talking about? So let's shout out to India.
Yeah, tell a friend.
Tell a
an
friend
Indian
of-
friend.
tell all your friends, but especially your Indian friends.
Absolutely. And then they like show, so this is kind of like a little intro thing. Like then they show Vishal. He's like, our parents all had arranged marriages, and then all of us had arranged friendships, which is like kind of true. And this
Did you
happens a
have
lot.
an arranged friendship with fellow Indian kids?
I did. So I was born in Ithaca, New York.
Right.
And my parents had like a pretty tight-knit Indian community there, and a lot of those kids were my age and like my brother's age, and so like they were like we would always go to these Indian parties and always spend time with them.
Oh my gosh. Oh, remember when I texted you happy Holi?
I know. Happy
Is it
it's holy.
Holy. Okay, so yeah.
We'll talk about that later.
Okay, talk about it. Okay.
Priyanka and
Oh, well, talk about the real news, what we need to bring up.
But yeah, so yeah, I did have like arranged friendships, and like I used to call them like my Indian friends versus like my friends at school who there weren't any other Indian kids at my school. I can't remember any in elementary school. I actually can't.
How old were you when you moved to Colorado?
I was 10.
Okay, so you did basically all of elementary school. Going to school with no one who was Indian.
I mean, I think there were like maybe 1 or 2 other kids, although I'm not even remembering them now. All my like Indian friends went to other elementary schools.
Did you feel like you had more of an Indian culture though in Ithaca since you had all the Indian families kind of got together?
Yeah, and I mean, like my parents have that here too, and like I definitely had Indian friends here as well. But it was definitely, I was closer with them in India, in Ithaca. So anyway,
back
that's
to
a
the
thing.
show.
It's real. I guess there's a whole Miami scene.
I mean,
which
I'm
not
obsessed.
Totally. It's awesome. So, you know, they talk about how like marriage is going to be a big thing. Anisha talks about how she had snakes in her chakra and how her parents paid a lot of money to get rid of them.
I'm going to start a GoFundMe where it's like, please clean my snakes in my chakra.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because how much do you think something like that would cost? $5,000?
That's a great question.
If she could, no, she wouldn't want to reveal how much it costs. If
I mean, it's probably
like
it's probably more than you want it to be.
I know, yeah. That's why I reached for 5,000.
But in any case, then they talk. Okay, so Indian families, they all live together, extended family style.
I'm obsessed with that.
I have to say, I've seen that more in India than I have in the States, but it does happen, and it's hard.
So
for
it's
me
like
to tell.
So what were they calling? I don't want to call them. Is it a housekeeper or maid?
The maid, I think.
The maid, and then the maid's
family. Yeah.
Wow.
And that's true in India. Again, I've seen that in India. I haven't seen that as much in the States, but it does happen. So in any case, and they talk about aunties and uncles, which is a whole scene. And then I think Vishal said, we tend to just hold everything in and then it explodes, which is where I think we're going to get some drama hopefully later in the season, because there's a lot of like just not saying what's in really
Indian
on your
culture.
mind. Well, yeah, I would say so. And you can tell in the cast there's a lot of that going on already, which is interesting.
Everyone plays nice until they're not nice, except for what's her name's mom, which we'll get to.
Oh, yeah. Lopa.
Lopa.
Richa's mom.
Make room for a queen.
She's a controversial character.
I'm wondering, why would you not like her? I mean, we could talk about this.
We're going to talk about it. I have a lot to say about it. But anyway, so that was kind of like an intro. Then we're at Anisha's house. This is the actual intro of Anisha.
See, I'm into house tours.
Yeah, they didn't do that.
I know. I really want to see like the whole house. More of the house.
I noticed they all, like, they're in Miami, so all the floors are tiled.
And I noticed that Brian's parents were driving a Porsche. Is it a Cayenne?
Yeah, I think I already said that.
They're
I'm pretty
all
sure
loaded.
they're all loaded.
Which is the one that lived in the Grand Central station of houses?
That's a good question. I can't remember anymore.
It was Vishal. I don't know.
It doesn't matter.
Who cares?
They all kind of do that. So we're at Anisha's house, a day in the life of Anisha. She works from home.
Oh, poor girl.
She was in New York City,
I
though,
know.
and like was in fashion and living on her own, living her best life.
No, that's Bali.
No, I know. I'm just kidding.
I know.
But then she moved home. She says, I moved home and I regressed 12 years.
Oh, my gosh.
Which I thought was really funny. It must be, she's 32, I think, and moving back with her
I was
parents.
confused. Did she move home because she needed more money to start her company?
It's unclear. Part of me feels like some of them moved home for the show.
That's what I figured. Oh, and we have something to clarify. We said on the last show that they started they wiped out their old social medias and started new ones because they wanted to kind of like bury the skeletons in the backyard. So one of the cast members DM'd us and said that was not true.
Yeah, that's not true. So
we'll just keep making stuff up until someone DMs us.
Basically, their social media followings are about to take off.
I know. So you can follow all of them. If you follow us at Family Karma Cast with a K, we're following all of them.
Yeah. So on Instagram and Twitter. So, okay, this was my favorite thing.
One?
Okay, so Anisha was with her mom, Chitra, and they were in the car, and she was like, oh, my driver's license doesn't expire until 2026. And her mom was like, that means if you have a kid next year, it'll be 7 years old. And she was like, what?
What? Inappropriate? Do you think that was staged or do you think that's real?
No, that is 100%
that is
real.
So
That's
wild.
The type of thing where like a lot of Indian parents will they'll get on one thing and they're like, I need to drive this home to my kid.
Can I ask what was the last thing that maybe your parents were driving home into you?
Having a kid.
Was that it?
Totally, because they were like, they gave up on the marriage thing.
Yeah.
They pushed lightly on that, and I was like, nah, I don't want to do that. And they were like, surprisingly, they were like, okay with it. But then it was like immediate shift to, so when are you going to have a kid?
This world is so foreign to me. Like, for me, as someone that my family, we're close and we're not, especially with like the external family members, like the aunts and uncles. My dad he's someone who is very much like a loner.
Mm-hmm.
And so we don't have as close of relationships. And so it was such a joy to see these close relationships, family relationships.
Yeah, totally. And you can tell, like, Indian families,
and they
family
love each other so much.
Family is very important in Indian culture, and you can definitely see that. And it's sweet.
I know. And that's why it was like, I think they feel smothered, but I think as someone who, for myself, I didn't really feel smothered, I'm like envious of them or something. Is that strange?
No, it's not strange. It's a good thing. And
because
I think
they're just like projecting like hearts and rainbows and all this goodness.
Yeah, but then there's also a lot of like downsides to that, right? Which we saw, which is like pressure to have kids, pressure to get married. Like there's drama.
It seems like there's like boxes that you have to tick.
Yeah, and check. I think that there are a lot of things that there's like a picture of what success looks like a lot for Indian Americans, and they talk about that.
Well, and it's interesting because I wonder, like with how so we're seeing Amrit being a gay man in Indian society. Like, what if you're trans or something? That must just like blow parents' heads.
Well, I mean, we'll talk about let's talk about that when we get to that, because I think that that's like a whole conversation. So anyway, then we're still with Anisha and her mom, and then her mom's like, they show another clip of her being like, are you just gonna like stay home all day and eat chicken wings? She's like basically being like, you're single, you're not married, you don't have kids, like get your shit together.
God, the fire underneath the ass.
And Anisha's just like rolling her eyes like right and left, which she's just like, that's not, because like a lot of people like her, Indian American, like I can relate, you're torn between like your parents' traditional way of life and being American. Yeah. Like, and Americans have like a much different way of approaching life. So you're always battling with that like duality. Yeah. And I think Anisha really shows that in her, like how she talks to her mom about stuff and processes things. So then I do have a favorite.
Who? The grandpa. Oh my! How old do you think he is? Like 80s?
I don't know. I mean, he looked pretty good. I know. I thought. Like, I would say like late 70s, early 80s. Maybe.
Oh, bless him.
He loves Hooters.
Oh my! The thing, I was like, take me to Hooters. I would love to be the third wheel on that date.
Have you ever been to a Hooters?
I've been to a Hooters, so there was, I forget, was it Roseland Ballroom? Anyway, when I lived in New York City, I went to a Hooters after a concert because I was just like super hammered.
Yeah, and you just wanted some chicken wings.
Yeah, and I think I was with my friend Pat, and I was just like, and he was like, let's have chicken wings. And I was like, okay. And we sat down and had a beer and felt really weird and then kind of left. Have you been to a Hooters?
I know. I've never been. I've only seen it on Vanderpump Rules.
Oh, because Brittany works there. She is.
But, like, so I just think he was like, yeah, people they don't go there for the food. They go there for the pretty girls.
Oh, my gosh. Could you imagine him when he was younger? He's like, play on.
Oh, my God. He was so funny. And then they, like, go to his birthday dinner, and Anisha's like, he really wanted to go to Hooters. And we were like, no.
I want to know what he orders at Hooters.
Oh my gosh, me too.
Yes.
Anisha, can you DM us and tell us,
can
please?
If we ever get down to Miami, can we come to Hooters with you and your grandfather?
Grandpa.
Oh, is it always Grandpa?
Well, that's what she calls him.
Okay. That's...
But anyway, then she's like, they're like talking about arranged marriages, and she's like, so like, when you met Ma or like Grandma, like, did you like heard a bell because of whatever? And he's like, yeah, I heard it okay.
Yeah, he is so cute.
Funny. And then he like calls the producer over to the table to be like, are you married? Do you have kids?
When he broke the fourth wall, that's rarely done in these shows.
They did it twice in the show.
When was the second time?
When Monica fed the cameraman some of the food.
Oh, yeah.
I appreciated that.
I love that.
I appreciate
And that shows her heart.
Totally. So anyway, arranged marriages come up again, and then Grandpa's like, menopause is going to set in. You're going to dry up.
It's a little sexist, but it's so humorous at the same time.
I mean, it's funny because he's like an old grandpa.
Right.
And he's like, he's just telling it like it is. He's just like, I give zero fucks.
So you think if one of these people, which we'll see with Bali, brought home a white man or a white woman, would their families do you think the aunties and uncles would hit the roof and Grandpa?
You know, you have to expect that might happen when you're raising your children in America. Yeah. Again, like the Indian American population is really low here in the States. So, you know, even if you are hanging out within your Indian community a lot, like you're probably meeting some white people at some point, and maybe that's going to be a thing.
Oh my gosh.
So I'm really interested to see Bali's story. I really am.
I think she's gonna be the juicy scoop.
I think so. They showed a little like preview
Did
stuff.
they?
She
I
seems like
forget.
she has some attitude in like a good way.
Well, good for her.
Yeah.
She's lived the most life out of all of them.
She's divorced twice. She has a kid.
I know. Dating some juice head. That's what they called him on Jersey Shore.
Oh my God. What if he's like just a nice, normal guy? I'm pretty sure.
He's probably a nice, normal guy. And I'm
with roid rage.
Well, I know that's what I said. Well, I need to go to his Instagram page.
I don't know what his name is. All I know.
He's Irish, right?
If you go to Bali's page, you can see him.
Oh, cute. Okay.
They went to the premiere together.
Can I just say, and what I was tweeting, and this includes Bali, their skin is so beautiful.
Oh.
And I was saying, like, we need, those Vogue videos where it's like, this is what my skincare routine.
Yeah.
I need their skincare routine because they're all beautiful, but like, what the hell are they doing to their skin?
Well, they probably did a lot of like prep for those.
You think like Botox and stuff?
No.
Oh, just like makeup, beating the face with some makeup.
Yeah, just like making it happen.
I went and got a facial this weekend. Well, have you ever done this? Okay. So you're about to get something like a facial or massage and you're like, I kind of have to go to the bathroom. And then it's like 10 minutes in and I was like naked from,
yeah.
And I was like, all I was thinking about while this woman's like working on my face and like the stream is like playing over the loudspeaker is like how badly I just had to pee.
Oh, what a bummer.
You know what I mean?
Did it ruin your experience?
Well, it did ruin my experience. Speaking of facials, it's because like I have rosacea and I got home and I was like, oh, this woman broke some capillaries.
Oh, no.
That's not what you want to hear. But I was like glowing like J-Lo.
Yeah.
So is that good?
That is good.
And I think she like removed a couple layers of skin, which I want.
Well, I think you look great.
Thanks.
So they obviously did something right. Anyway, back to the episode. So then we get to Brian. Brian's 27.
He's dreamy. People were calling him Disney Prince.
I was feeling that way. Like, he looks like you could kind of make him into a cartoon character very easily.
Yeah.
I would also say that about Vishal.
All of them. I know. Do you know who he reminds me of?
Buzz Lightyear.
Oh my God. What? I was going to say Guy Smiley from Sesame Street.
Yes. Oh, and Buzz Lightyear.
Okay, so Buzz Lightyear and Guy Smiley had a baby and it was Indian.
It would be Vishal. For sure. Okay. We'll get to Vishal.
I know.
Brian. I
really limes.
Well, to begin with, we started out with him being like, yeah, I'm more westernized. And like his parents named him Brian.
I know.
His dad goes by Mike.
Can you discuss?
I don't.
His name.
I feel.
Do you think
like,
his name's different?
Yeah, absolutely.
Mike.
He changed it. I think I followed him on Instagram, and I think his name is Raj. So but
Mike,
Benny. I don't know.
Wait.
His mom's name is Dharma, which is normal.
What's her name?
Dharma.
Oh, amazing.
But okay, Brian's little brother's name is Nick. So
I think no.
Yeah, he said like my mom wanted a Nicole but got a Nick.
Okay.
So and like when she like gives him a facial or something before the gala, remember?
Right.
Yeah. So anyway,
is it just the two of them? I forget.
Yeah, I don't think we saw the brother at all though.
No, I think that he might follow us. Oh no, Dylan Patel, who I forget.
Yeah,
Sean's brother,
who we haven't even met yet. But anyway, so he says, yeah, like I'm more westernized than some people. And I thought it was really important that they included the part where he's like, growing up, it wasn't cool to be Indian.
I know. I thought that was really special.
And he was like, people used to say curry this, curry that. And like, you know what?
Did anyone ever call you names?
No, I was never called names like that, but I definitely felt like it was not cool to be Indian.
Oh my gosh.
And I was always suppressing that part of myself and basically just trying to be as white as I could be. And I just thought it was really nice. So he was like, I've shied away from being Indian my whole life. But you know what? Now I'm here. I'm proud to be Indian.
I love it.
What are you going to do about it? And it's like, yes, that's what's so great about this show. Yeah. It's like, yes, these people are Indian. It's about them. We're like all watching it and loving it.
Can I say something about Brian?
Yeah.
I don't trust a man that lives with his parents and drives a really nice car.
Why not?
Because I feel like that means like, okay, not that I'm generalizing, but I've heard so many stories of people ruining their credit and having to move in with their parents, but they have these like really expensive cars.
I feel like he went to college and then he came back home and moved back in. Like, I doubt there's a credit issue. I'm pretty sure this is like where the cultural
if my mother was giving me facials every day and dressing me and driving me around in a Cayenne,
you know what?
I might be living at home. And if it was like we had a housekeeper and food was cooked.
Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty sweet life.
So actually now I'm jealous.
I sort of get it.
I was judging and now I'm just plain jealous of Brian's life.
I mean, you know, I'm like, oh, I don't live at home. I live like a mile away from my parents and I have dinner with them like once or twice a week. And it's so nice.
Oh, I bet.
And like,
can I ask, do you do the dishes when you're at your mom's house?
No.
So luxurious. Brian
I kind of feel
does.
bad about it, but
do you?
You know, yeah, but I never did them growing up.
You never did the dishes growing up?
No, my mom was an angel.
Wow.
My mom did a lot. Like, I didn't have to do a lot of chores growing up.
Really?
Which was really nice of my
Did you do your laundry ever?
No, the first time I did laundry is when I went to college.
Were you like, what is this stuff?
Oh, yeah. I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. But, you know, you learn. You live, you learn.
And hands down, I'm jealous of Brian.
Yeah, I mean, Brian's got it made.
Do we know what Brian does?
He's in IT.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
And so then he says, you know, in college, I majored in partying.
I bet.
And they show like a clip of him
with a lot of women. I bet women just like throw themselves
And he was
at
probably
him.
just like drunk all the time. So, you know, he says like, I got a good job. I'm in IT. But then he's like, you know, he's saying all this stuff. I'm westernized. My name's Brian, like this, that, and the other. And he's like, but you know, I'm the exact kind of girl I'm looking for. It's like a good Indian girl.
Oh, yikes.
Which is like a little bit, I've always hated that part of like whatever, which is probably why I ended up with a white guy.
Well, I told you that some of the Indian men I dated were like, oh, this is not going to be like for real because I was
really?
white. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Like twice.
Yeah.
Because I love Indian men, and I told you even before the podcast, and so they were looking for Indian women, which I get.
It happens a lot, and I mean, I think there's pressure from parents for that to happen. Like my dad has like been trying to arrange my brother Ravi's marriage.
Oh God!
Even though like he's in a relationship,
isn't he like living with the woman?
But my dad's like, well, why don't you go meet this girl in Ohio?
Goodness.
It's like, it's really, again, that's where that like myopia comes in, where it's like, I am focused on this one thing. I don't see any of what's happening. All I know is I want you to do this one thing.
That's so awesome.
But in any case. All right. So then that's like the Brian intro. Mm-hmm. Then we go to the Parvani household, which is Vishal's house.
Oh my gosh. I'm putting on my seatbelt and because I have so much to say.
Yeah. So we meet Reshma, which is his mom. I forget what his dad's name is, but they
What's
show
his girlfriend's, his fiance, excuse me.
Richa.
Okay,
and
so
like
Richa is a catch.
Richa is a catch. I love her, and I wish she was an actual full cast member.
I know, that's shocking because I want opinionated, strong women on these shows.
And she's
perfect.
You can just tell she's cool.
But do you know who she might end up becoming? Like, you know, on Southern Charm, what's her name? The one who got the nose job? Craig's.
Naomi.
Naomi.
Yeah, she becomes
so it might become.
I am hoping so. That we are gunning for a season 2.
Oh, yes.
And we want Richa.
And I want to go to the premiere. Is that too much to ask?
You're like, I want to be there.
I was looking at the pictures.
Yeah,
and I was
really
like,
fun.
Do you want press there? Because we're press.
We can cover it. We absolutely are.
Invite
press.
us down to Miami, show us a good time, feed us good foods, and So there were strippers there. So the aunties were there, and there were strippers.
I'm surprised there were strippers.
That's what they said on Twitter.
That's cool.
Okay, so Vishal. Again, I'm strapping myself in because I have so much to say.
So Vishal's like, yeah, my parents had an arranged marriage. Yes, all of these parents had arranged marriages, except for Brian's parents had a love match.
Right.
They had a love marriage.
He paid the person to sit next to her.
Yeah, exactly.
That's so sweet.
And they were really cute about that. But then, okay, so they show like Vishal waking up in his house. Richa, we find out, lives in, maybe she's not a full cast member because she lives in Memphis, but she comes to Miami.
Is my pronouncing Richa?
Yeah.
Is sleeping in a different bed.
Yeah, which okay, that's very real.
And that I grew up Catholic, so that's the same thing in Catholicism.
Totally.
You don't live together, you don't have sex.
You know what's really funny is okay, so I'm not married, which is weird. Me and Patrick live in another house together with a child. So yes, things have happened, right?
Right.
I'm sure that if our house burned down and we had to go stay with my parents with our baby, I bet 50% chance they would make us sleep in separate
I have
rooms.
Breaking news.
What?
I have breaking news. Tom Hanks has the coronavirus.
Okay, actually, Tom.
Breaking news.
Okay, I'm not. It's only funny because
Tom Hanks.
It's a funny headline. It's not funny that Tom Hanks has the coronavirus because I think
breaking news.
I think he's in the vulnerable category.
Do you want to know why I feel so honored right now? Because someone texted that to me like no other. like I am the go-to person. That this person
who needs to know this? Deanna.
Deanna needs to know that Tom Hanks has. Does this person know where I am in the country? No, but
no.
Do they?
Tom, our hearts go out to you. How old is Tom? He's over 60.
No way.
Yes.
Okay, because he has a son that's a little.
Look it up.
Oh yeah, I forget I have this thing called a computer.
Yeah, look it up. Tom Hanks. Yeah.
Okay, can we talk about Vishal?
Okay, so what I was saying before that, which
63.
Yeah. So 60 and above, vulnerable population. Tom Hanks, I really hope that you're okay, man.
Rita Wilson.
My brother loves Tom Hanks.
Oh, shout out to your
It's
brother.
really funny how much he loves Tom Hanks. All of his friends make fun of him about
what
it.
is his favorite Tom Hanks movie?
Oh, we Forrest Gump.
No,
I think he really likes Big.
I have something controversial to say.
Okay, do it.
Forrest Gump is a terrible movie. No, it just.
Oh my!
I got drunk once. And it came out of my mouth, and it never felt so freeing before.
That's
and I kept on saying it throughout the night.
That's like me and Beyonce.
Oh, okay. What do we? No, we can't even.
I can't say that. We might lose some listeners. So let's just keep going.
We'll get some hate mail.
Okay, so Vishal and Richa sleep separately.
Here we go.
Then they have breakfast together. It basically,
who's
I was
cooking for them? Was the mom or the maid or the
unclear?
The
if they have a housemaid, the maid's cooking.
The housemaid is doing the cleaning, the cooking.
Yeah,
that is so amazing and wild.
Yeah, and that's typical in a lot of Indian households in India.
But
above a certain class.
Right,
I mean, obviously, there are many people in India who do not have that. But
didn't he go to kiss her and he was brushing his teeth?
She was like, "Get away from me!
Yeah,
I need some
like
space."
that.
I got major brother sister vibes from them.
So the thing that we're not going to address too much, which was the only thing that we talked about before this about family karma, is a lot of people on Twitter were insinuating that Vishal was gay.
Well, they kind of pushed the issue in the show, right?
Okay, so we'll get to it.
We'll
with
get to
Amrit.
that when we get there.
But the thing is I don't believe in outing people or assigning people sexual orientation. I don't believe that. I think
I think I absolutely agree. And I think that whether we like it or not, when people speculate if someone's gay, even if you're like, oh, I'm totally pro, like I'm not like
I'm pro LGBTQ rights or whatever.
But you're still like calling someone out for something that's really personal to them,
right?
And that's hurtful.
Yeah.
So we'll talk about it because the show brought it up, but we'll
talk about it when we talk about Unwrit.
And actually, that has nothing to do with the brother-sister vibes that I saw.
Yes, and I'm not saying it is. The thing that like grosses me out, which is really, I don't like really good bodies.
Me neither. Weird? I feel like his abs are too much.
Oh, that if someone took off their shirt and I was hooking up with them. That has never happened to me before because all the guys, it's like either they're like bean poles and like Gumby or it's like chubs, you know, it was like, oh.
Well, okay. Maybe that's why I was thinking Buzz Lightyear.
Oh, because does Buzz Lightyear have abs?
He definitely does under all of that armor. All that astronaut suit is covering up some major
I bet someone's made some graphic pictures of like naked Buzz Lightyear.
There's some like cosplay,
email us.
Like weird thing.
Email us, family karma cast.
Nothing at gmail.com.
Oh yeah, so okay, and follow us on Twitter, which we'll say at the end, Family Karma Cast.
And Instagram.
So that's the thing. When he's like lifting up his shirt, I think he has very nice features, and again, amazing skin. He's very attractive. Guy Smiley, the Sesame Street puppet, is very attractive.
He has just
Buzz Lightyear hot?
His face is like just really animated. Yes. I think that's why we both thought of like cartoon characters.
Do you think Buzz Lightyear is hot? Just quick question.
You know what?
If you had to rate him on one,
I'm just gonna say
I don't think
no.
So. Okay, yes, we agree. Is Woody hot?
No. I'm not attracted to those guys. Okay. Then they're talking about the wedding, and we get into the 3-year engagement. That's never gonna happen.
Why? Okay, is this? I'm not saying this is an Indian thing. Why do you think it's like?
No, this is clearly like an issue in their relationship.
Do you think she wants to get married, or do you think
I feel like they are indifferent. I feel like this is my situation. I think they really like each other. Like, I think they are best friends.
Yes.
Like, lifelong best friends. Yeah. Obviously, they love spending time with each other. Yeah. They get along really well. All this stuff. Do I see, like, the relationship chemistry there?
Not at all.
I don't think so.
Not at all.
So, but, you know.
I love them together.
Like, I don't know. That could be okay. But that could work for them.
The thing that I realized, because I am married, and I used to, like, have a lot of questions about why people get married and be judgmental before I got married. And I think people get married for different reasons. And I don't think it's for us to judge. Like
True.
Or speculate because, well, we are going to speculate because this is a podcast and the podcast is about a reality show. But I like know people that, you know, are married because they're at the same financial class, or
and
just
that's
like
what arranged marriages are all about.
Or loneliness, or just like you stay in a relationship because you're scared to be alone, you know.
Absolutely. Companionship, I do think, is really important, but I do think that you can have that without marriage.
Well, I think the thing is like what my goal is to end up like the Golden Girls, and that's one kind of companionship.
Oh, absolutely.
You know what I mean? Like, I want to be surrounded by strong women.
Yeah.
At the end of my partner can be there too, but it's just, you know what I mean? There's different forms of companionship. So people can say, oh, he's this, that, or this or that. But at the end of the day, their chemistry on like a sitcom level.
Yeah.
Can we say that?
Yeah.
It's
there.
Through the charts.
Absolutely. I support
but
that.
Let's make her a full-time cast member.
Yeah,
because her coming in and out is just bullshit.
No, we're just gonna talk about her as
and
if
especially
she's
like
there all the time.
Her mom.
Oh yeah.
Are we getting to her mom?
Not yet.
Okay,
we're gonna get there because I feel like that's the most controversial part of the episode, I think. But anyway, so then Vishal says in like this testimonial with him and Richa, he says, in Indian culture, you're not marrying your partner, you're marrying each other's families. And Richa kind of looks at him with like an annoyed face, which like, I don't know
of that.
How much editing that was.
Right.
But so there's some truth in that. I think that's true in any
I think
marriage.
That she's probably used to Vishal kind of, because I watched an interview with him and he called her an asshole, which I think is people were like, "Can you believe it?" And I'm like, "No, because I have called my partner an asshole to
Oh,
his
was he
face."
joking?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
like, and I say like, "Oh, this asshole," you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I think they're so just comical with each other and just like so over it at the same time. I mean, if you have not been there with your partner where you're just rolling your eyes at everything they say,
Yeah.
have you been in a relationship?
Probably not.
Probably not. But
Next
let's
up-
like speed it up, the wedding. And let's not like so right.
Well, it's like if you're going to get engaged, then just get married.
Yeah. Set a date, get married. Let's not make a whole next season about planning your goddamn wedding. Is that fair?
It's probably
because that's what's going on this season in not to talk about Vanderpump Rules before not jumping the shark.
Yeah, it's okay.
The whole season has been about Brittany and Jax's wedding.
Well, and that's because wedding planning is ripe with drama, right? Wedding planning is like the most dramatic thing.
I don't care.
Yeah.
Okay, so
anyway, so then we get to Brian, and he's like talking about how, wait, did I skip ahead? No, I think I'm in the right place. He's like talking about like, yeah, I need a nice car for like dating. And then he's like, he gets a phone call from Monica, and she's invited him over.
That's so cute.
To have
Do you think that was staged?
Possibly, but it does seem like they do that a lot.
I know. And I appreciate how they sat on the floor.
Yeah, so we get to the Vaswani household. That's Monica's house. Okay. We meet Monica. She's cooking like a good Indian girl.
Did the dad come in yet or no?
I think
did we meet the dad?
At some point we meet the dad in here. But anyway, she's at home and she's cooking. She like feeds the cameraman. She's like, does it need more salt? He's like, no, it's perfect. Can I have some more? It's really cool. So then she calls herself a traditional Indian girl. She also works in IT like Brian.
Okay. So she works in IT during the day and then teaches dance at night.
At night, yeah.
Okay.
And then, so I guess like, so then she's also talking about how she has like an Americanized name, Monica. And like, which is an interesting parallel. And like how her mom was like, well, she was like, why didn't you give me a more Indian name? And her mom was like, well, how was I supposed to know you were going to turn out so Indian? So like Monica has really embraced the like, this is what a good Indian girl does. She learns how to cook. We do find out that she is a virgin, which you called. I totally didn't think that was going to be the case, but there we go. She doesn't drink.
I mean, like,
she doesn't party too much.
Bless the person that takes her virginity, because that no, but like there is that thing, and we saw it on The Bachelor, I think, where and it comes up a lot, where it's just like the pressure to take someone's virginity, whether you're a man or a woman, is like, I would never want that pressure.
Well, she might be like waiting till marriage. Who knows? Like, I don't.
Not saying. I mean, that's great. I think you should test the car before, like, take it for a spin. Test a couple of cars before you purchase.
I'm glad you brought up The Bachelor because we're recording on Wednesday, and the Bachelor finale was last night, and the whole drama is like around Peter and Madison, who's
Do you think they've slept together yet?
No, because you don't watch the show, but Madison is saving herself for marriage because she's extremely religious. Like, religion is her whole life. And like, not only that, like, she doesn't drink, she doesn't party, like all these things that Peter does do.
I think it's weird.
It's a mismatch in terms of like lifestyle, and I wonder about that with Monica.
I feel
and
like a lot more females are virgins than males. Like, I feel like it's the whole thing. If a male is, it's like, oh, I slept with all these chicks, and now I want to like have a second time virginity.
Oh, like the born again thing.
Yes.
Yeah. I mean. Yeah, and that I've only ever seen that. I've never seen like a guy who was actually just a virgin. Well, there was that guy Colton on The Bachelor.
Was he a virgin?
Yeah.
Did he? Oh, God.
But it was like not because he was saving himself. It was because he just like never got around to it.
Yeah, right. He was a football player, though.
Well, that was his... there's something... Colton, I think...
Is asexual?
No,
not that we're judging.
I think Colton is like... kind of slimy.
Really? But wasn't he? Is that the one who jumped the fence?
Yes. And he like ended up with Cassie, and I guess they're still together. But he was like manipulative and like
as manipulative as Peter. Peter sounded pretty manipulative.
No, Peter was just an idiot. He was
I heard that he had to like see people cry, which I've been that person.
Well, I think that Yeah, but I don't think that it was him trying to manipulate people. I think that's just like how he sees emotion. That's how he thinks someone likes him. Like he has a lot to work on. I'm not
I
going to say
know.
that he's
And
perfect.
I just
but I
saying
don't
that
think
because I've been in relationships where I've been dating and I'm like, they need to cry in front of me. Like I need to get these grown men. And again, that showed at that time how much I had to work on because I was like, why isn't he crying? And then it's
yeah.
just like pushing them to cry.
Yeah,
And that
and
shows an immaturity is what
yeah.
I'm saying. Like Peter has such an immaturity.
Yeah. And I think that that absolutely shined through, and there are a lot of parallels I think to Peter's journey and some of the relationships on
Like
Family
what?
Karma. Well, what I'm saying here is like Monica and Brian clearly have very different like lifestyles in many ways. Like Brian's a party boy, Monica's not. She doesn't drink, she doesn't have sex. She like is a good Indian girl, and like Brian is like, I do party, I do drink, like I do all these things. Like I wonder.
I want to go out partying with Brian.
But
I
it
think I
seems
could
like
hold my
maybe
own.
he's okay with settling down at some point with like a good Indian girl, which there's all sorts of like weird connotations, which I don't like.
That's the thing that I don't like about this virginity, good Indian girl.
Yeah, it's not.
It's what we're talking about, putting women in these boxes of like you have to be this,
it
this,
does
and you
not,
can't be that. It's
does
black and
not
white.
equal. Like, I'm sorry, virginity does not equal good person.
No.
Monica does seem like a good person.
Yes,
though.
100%.
We'll just say that.
Yeah.
So anyway, back to Monica. So they show her like FaceTiming with her dad. I think her dad's like in India buying her Indian clothes and
So
jewelry.
what was that? So the closet thing?
Well, because like okay, it's true. Like Indian women. So the thing with like Indian clothes is once you wear it once, you like can't really ever wear it again
What?
for years. Like my mom has like 100 outfits.
What?
And like she won't rewear something unless it's been like years.
Like a shirt or like a
No, like the whole outfit. It depends. Like there's different types of Indian dress. So you can wear a sari, you can wear a lehenga, you can wear like all these different things.
But you can only wear it once every 5 years, let's say.
Or more. Like it's kind or less.
They're
it's
like
weird.
Kardashians.
Yeah.
Except Kardashians
so then
don't wear it
you need a closet
again.
to keep all this stuff.
So what's your mom's closet like?
I'll take a picture. And
Oh my
put it
God,
on Instagram.
you know I love closets.
And
I
like
love
her closet
closets.
is actually not even as crazy as a lot of some other Indian aunties I've seen. But you
Oh
know,
my gosh.
it's a thing, and also all these outfits are made exactly to your measurements.
Oh wow.
So they like other people can't really wear them that
Yeah.
well, and like it's hard to like give them away.
How long does it take to get into traditional clothing?
It depends what you're putting on.
Yeah.
To this day, I've never like put on a sari by myself.
You haven't?
I've had to have it put on me, and I think I've only worn a sari once. But there are a lot of other outfits that are much easier.
I
to
was
get
living
on.
for the gala outfits.
Yes, we'll get to that. So we meet Monica's dad. Monica's parents are divorced.
She went and lived with the dad, which I thought
she went
was
and lived
really
with
cool.
the dad, and he was like, "Yeah, I love it."
Oh my god!
And then he
so
was like,
sweet.
he's like, Brian is her sidekick. It's not anything beyond that,
Yeah.
right? And she's like,
Do you think they've made out?
here's my read on that.
Yeah.
Monica is in love with Brian.
You think so? You don't think
100%.
it's playing it up for the
Okay, Brian is hot.
Brian's and Monica's beautiful though.
Yeah, but Monica, like they even said, like he's like, oh yeah, we went to prom and she told me she liked me, but I told her it wasn't the right time. And then like a few years later, she told me again, but it wasn't the right time.
Yikes!
So like she's definitely been pining after him for years. And she's also 27. So like I'm hoping homegirl has had some other situations, but I think maybe not.
I think that she needs to kind of let that go.
Well, that's kind of my feeling too, but I think that's going to develop throughout the season. We're going to see that sort of happen.
Well, it's going to be interesting because Brian is obviously attractive and he's getting more famous. And so
yeah,
people are going to be hitting
There's
up
gonna
his
be
DMs
attention.
and there's going to be attention and
but I mean, I do think he likes her. They do have a chemistry. That's
I think
undeniable.
I felt a lot of, I see it now of her liking him in a sexual way, but when I think of him like looking back interacting with her, I see it as like more of a little sister.
Yeah, kind of. It'll be interesting. Let's see what happens in the next episode between them.
And
I think there's
especially
going to
the
be
way
more.
like she was like taking care of him and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
but I think he likes that.
It's so weird because I think I chose my partner because he's so different from my dad. And it's so interesting when I hear of people choosing boyfriend, girlfriends, whatever, their significant other.
Yeah.
Because it's like, oh, it's like, this is what my dad does.
Yeah.
Do you think like Patrick reminds you at all of anything?
Oh my God. I can't even get into that right now. We can talk about that. But my dad is an interesting person.
Patrick doesn't quite line up.
They have some similarities, but not.
Like, no. I think, like, for me, it's like my dad is, like, conservative and Andrew is just, like, this super liberal, like, person that, you know, has had all these experiences that, like, my dad would never even, like, think about.
I think it's different for everyone. It seems like, I don't know, Monica and Brian, then like they show them like eating together and kind of flirting. She's like coaching him on how to like meet Indian girls.
Do you think Brian does his own laundry?
No.
Do you think Monica
He lives at home.
Do you think Monica does her laundry?
Probably not. Well, maybe. Yeah. Because she's like the woman in the house.
That's what I thought.
Which is, again, like
I know.
This typical gender roles. But anyway, then Brian's like, yeah, you know, like Monica doesn't really party and stuff, or she doesn't drink. So like we usually, when we hang out, we just like talk, or like she cooks for me and we like eat together.
Pure.
And then the producer was like, that sounds like what a couple does. And he's like, oh yeah, I guess you're right.
That's really
and
funny.
he kind of giggled and he sort of seemed like tickled about it. Like I think he does like her. I mean, she's beautiful.
She's beautiful.
And like they obviously are good friends.
But so I feel like you're like people are setting it up like it's gonna be a rom-com, you know, like they fall in love in the end. And like what life event has been like a rom-com?
Well, maybe this is it.
Okay.
We'll see what happens. I mean, they're clearly
I can't wait to see if one of them starts dating someone else and how the other one reacts.
That would be some good drama. Mm-hmm. That would be some good drama. All right, so then we get to Amrit, who is
my love,
such a shining star.
I love him. He's so handsome.
He's
Talk
just,
about
and like so sweet.
So sweet.
So he's a lawyer, and he was in Chicago living with his boyfriend Nicholas, but then he moved home to open the Miami office, but it's not open yet, so he's working from home.
Oh,
and
yeah, that was shocking.
They show his mom being like, Amrit, come get your fruit.
I love that.
And he's like, you know, I'm like talking to my boss on the phone.
Wasn't he
like,
in like shorts and a tank top too?
Yeah, he's just like chilling. He's another one who I'm like, he obviously moved home for the show.
You think so?
I think so.
Okay.
Like, I don't know. We'll see. But anyway, in any case, we love him. We see a picture of Nick, and they talk about how Nick, like, has been messaging with Amrit's mom. So
that's
like
so
they
cute.
have like
but
a
Nick
really
is
good
in the
relationship.
closet in his family.
We don't know that,
okay.
do we?
No, I don't know. But
I don't think. Well, but it said in his thing that he comes from a conservative Midwestern family.
Okay.
So we'll probably hear more about that dynamic later. And then we kind of hear about. Then Amrit like asks his parents about like what is it like getting married at such a young age without really knowing each other, and they're like, well, you know, we were in our 20s and we just like went for it. If you wait too long, then like your life is over, which is kind of interesting. And then Amrit is like, well, you know, I couldn't even accept that I was gay until I was 24.
That is, and then when he came out to Vishal.
They're besties from growing up, and then he comes out to Vishal, and Vishal's like, well, am I gay too? And Amrit's like, well, I don't know, maybe.
Because it's interesting, that dynamic, and we're not trying to call anyone out, but if you're saying that at 24, that's a very interesting.
Well, I think that has a lot to do, so this speaks to kind of like how, you know, I think it's a lot of American families struggle with like children coming out or being gay or whatever. Like, you know, you hear stories all the time. I think for Indian families, it's like 10 times as hard.
Right.
And so when
Why
you
do
grow
you think
up,
Vishal was saying that though?
Well, I want to talk about Amrit.
Okay.
So like he didn't accept it for himself until he's 24. He was clearly repressing a lot of stuff because he was being told that that was not going to be okay from his family. Like, it was clear to him that, like, this will be such a huge drama. Like, it's easier for you to repress this feeling or knowledge of this fact than to even entertain it.
I'm trying to think, is there like a gay public Indian figure?
I don't know of any. So that says a lot right there,
exactly.
right? Like, if any of our listeners do know, please DM us or send us an email or Twitter or whatever. We want to know. I can't think of any. There's none that like spring to mind.
Well, especially, isn't he in his 30s? So especially back then.
Yeah, and so, well, no, yeah.
Is he 30?
I don't know how old he is. Yeah, I think he's in his 30s.
Okay.
He looks like he's in his 30s.
Yeah.
But anyway, so that was kind of interesting. And then there's like, so then there's Vishal, and it's like, well, so why did Vishal say that? Did he say that because he is like, because they've just been friends forever and so attached at the hip that it's like, oh, well, if you're gay, then I must be gay? Or is it like him really questioning, like, well, maybe I am too?
Which we don't know.
We don't know. And like, I don't know. Like, I'm not going to judge. And particularly because it is something that can be taboo in Indian culture.
Right.
Like, I don't want to like make anyone feel
on the spotlight is on their sexuality.
Yeah, I don't think we need to be like speculating about that with Vishal. Like, Vishal is who he is. He's in a relationship with a woman.
And I think there's so many dynamics going on in the show that doesn't need to be what we're focused on. Because this is such a groundbreaking show that we can like support the characters in it how they need it, and just maybe if you want to be speculate maybe like fashion choices or whatever, you know, if you want to, I'm not saying petty, that's the wrong word, if you want to be, well, maybe it's this, like let's choose things that are more superficial.
And I mean, and also like, if Vishal is gay and it comes out on the show at some point, great. If any of the characters are gay, if any of them have anything that they want to, like, great, wonderful.
If someone else comes out with coronavirus that's like super in the media, like great, like we accept.
Tom Hanks. I'm worried about him, man.
Can I just like, okay, you keep talking. I'm just
feeling really worried about Tommy.
Well, keep going. I'm just looking at the news.
I mean, he has like, man.
Tom Hanks says he has coronavirus. Oh, Rita Wilson tested positive too. What?
No one is immune, everyone.
Oh, if Tom Hanks can get it, we're all fucked.
Yeah, seriously. All right, going on. Then we get to Anisha and Vishal. They go out for lunch. They're buddies. And Anisha has just kind of moved back from New York City. She's kind of talking about how Vishal is like the party boy. He kind of links everyone together. And so she's met a lot of the Indian community through Vishal. And they've known each other for 25 years. They talk to each other every day. They text and call each other. They talk to each other while they're pooping.
That was... Listen.
I love it. Okay, I love it. I'm living for that.
This is a little sister and brother.
Yeah, they are totally just besties, right?
Yeah.
And like,
although the thing is like, I have a group of friends from high school that FaceTime each other from the bathroom. Yeah. Like, that's their thing.
I mean, I feel like...
Would you FaceTime Patrick from the toilet?
Yes, and I have.
It all comes out.
You know, no, I have no shame about that. I know that's not for every relationship. We have never, like, been shy about that stuff.
I think it's hard because I think when I first started dating someone, I'm like, oh, like, wait till I get home to go number 2 or whatever if you sleep over. Yeah. And then it gets to the point, especially like if you have a baby, like this is the shocking thing. When people are like, yeah, I gave birth and obviously your partner's there. And then they're like, oh, and I go to the bathroom in solitude.
Yeah, it's like,
what? I mean, you're basically going to the bathroom when you're pushing out a child.
You know, to each their own.
To
I
each
don't
their own.
judge
But
any
but
couple.
I support this. What I'm saying is,
and
I
they're not
support
even a
this.
couple. They're just buddies. And she's like, I don't FaceTime, but we do talk on the phone when we're pooping. And no harm, no foul.
No,
whatever.
That's cute.
So they're going out for lunch.
I loved their chemistry. Not even like sexual chemistry, just like the familiarity.
Oh yeah, they're just buddies. It's cute.
Yeah.
And Vishal, then we learn that Vishal is like working in real estate with his mom and like maybe not doing so well at it. We find out that he moved to LA for a while to become an actor.
That was, I thought like it was the same quality, that scene of him as an actor, as like a porn.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it could have easily, like it was him on the couch with like, it like was a steady cam on him. I was like, this could have been like easily turned into a porn, like the quality.
Can someone get us the full video?
I know.
I want to know what's going on with that.
And did he do drama before that, or was it just like
unclear? But clearly, like Vishal's like ambitions in life are a big hot topic in the Indian community, because one thing that is like important, especially for males in like the Indian community, is that they have a good job.
Mm-hmm.
Brian's like, I have a good job. I'm in IT. Blah blah blah. Vishal's like, I'm 6 feet tall and have abs.
I know.
And like am sort of messing up my mom's real estate business.
When she was like digging into him, like that was too real.
It was
not
golden.
scripted.
I liked it. So then they're talking about the Diwali kickoff gala, which is going to be happening.
Gosh.
It's a big event. Vishal's like, yeah, like the CEO of Pepsi talked there last time. I wanted to talk about that because her name is Indra, so she's my namesake.
How did you know that?
You don't know who Indra Nui is?
I've never heard of her
She's
before.
the CEO of Pepsi, and she's like badass.
Is she young?
No, she's like in her 40s or 50s.
Okay.
You look her up. You'll like
Okay,
definitely see
okay.
stuff about her. She's definitely like well known as like a really awesome Indian woman who's killing it. I mean, the CEO of Pepsi.
That's amazing. I wonder where she lives.
I think she lives in Texas.
Oh.
I don't know why I said that, but I'm just gonna hold to it.
Yes, and I'm nodding yes because I believe you.
So then he's like, then he brings up Richa's mom, and she's like, I don't think she likes me, like, and Anisha, like, clearly this is drama that everybody is talking about. Like, the biggest drama right now is between Lopa, Richa's mom, and Reshma, Vishal's mom. They don't like each other, and everyone is talking about it and how it affects Vishal and Richa's relationship.
Do Indian women get loud at each other? I'm wondering, is there the opportunity for them to get into a screaming match?
I mean, they could, but it's usually just like a lot of gossiping, like behind the scenes, dirty looks.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know that there's a lot of like knockdown, drag out fights.
Right.
But we could see that happen. I mean, Lopa, she pushes
Lopa
some
doesn't
buttons.
give a
fuck. So then Anisha clearly knows about all the drama, but she's like trying to pretend like she's not. And she's like, my family and me, we just want what's best for you.
Oh, yikes.
And clearly there's some like judgment there. Like she's not pleased. Part of me wonders if Anisha has a thing for Vishal.
No way.
I'm just throwing that out there.
If she's listening to this, she's laughing.
She's
right
probably
now. She's
like so
what
mad.
The fuck, Indra?
You know what? I'm just trying to like put some theories.
Okay.
I want to see if I can.
Hate. Oh my God, your notes.
I know.
Indra's here, like. Oh my gosh.
Oh, we got to get through this, man.
What is
All
it?
right, so
I want to
up.
talk about Vanderpump.
Well, that's at the end. Okay, so Vishal's house. Then Richard's mom is having conversation. Vishal talks about Lopa. He says she could be my FML, which stands for like future mother-in-law.
Oh God.
And then we see Lopa, and they like put her on the screen. Lopa, aka FML.
She ain't smiling.
So she lives in Memphis. She's in Miami once a month for work. What does she do? I want to know. She's like doing really well. Richa says she's in a male-dominated industry. She's divorced and single, and so Lopa's like, all the husbands all the community in Miami, they don't like me because I'm single. They think I'm going to steal their husbands, which is like, I don't know what to even say about that. But then she says, okay, there's drama with Vishal and his mom because Reshma thinks that I said that like I didn't know what Vishal did for work and she thought that I was being disrespectful and like she won't even look at me at parties and things like that.
Yeah.
So there's like a big rift between them. And which is like that's got to be hard on Vishal and Richa. Like for your moms to like not even be able to talk to each other.
They're not really breaking a sweat about it though.
But I feel like Vishal, and then it was like so sad at the gala. Like Vishal was trying to be so nice to Lopa, and she was so mean.
I think, okay, so if you think your daughter is worth having a certain kind of person in their life, man, woman, whatever.
Yeah.
And they bring home, so say like if they think like you think your daughter deserves a Bentley and they bring home like a used Honda Civic.
Yeah.
You're going to be pissed.
Yeah, but like, is Vishal really that?
No,
he
he's
seems
not.
like a really nice guy.
He seems like a really nice guy.
And like, yeah, maybe he doesn't fit the traditional Indian norms of success. He's not a doctor, lawyer, engineer, in IT, whatever. But like, he's clearly a good person.
Right.
And like, he's doing something right.
Maybe
I don't know.
she sees the crack in the porcelain. You know what I mean? The porcelain that is their relationship.
You know, again, we get back to these traditional gender roles, like the male is supposed to be doing whatever. She brings it up that like Richa's the breadwinner.
Ooh,
it seems like Richa's a lawyer because she went to law school with Amrit, but I'm not sure.
I didn't understand that. So they went to law school for a year together?
They were in the first year of law school together.
Okay.
I don't know what that means.
Yeah, okay.
But in any case, like, so yeah, there's a lot of judgment going on there. I feel bad for Vishal because he clearly like wants Lopa to like him. It's important to him, and she's just like not having it. Yeah, so that's kind of what's going on. Richa even says to Lopa says to Richa when they're having dinner, like, are you gonna leave Vishal if I tell you to? And she's like, why would I do that? Also, can we talk about how Lopa's like, I want a Jaeger bomb?
Oh my God. Oh my gosh. Shout out to a queen. I'll take a Jaeger bomb with you anytime.
Oh my gosh. And then she's like, no, I want a Cosmo. Cosmo's her drink.
Do you want to know something? If I was, so I'm a drinker, and when I get really anxious and nervous, I'm like, get me a drink, you know? And so I don't blame her. Like, I'd be doing like a beeline, like right to the bar. If I knew all those women in there, like hated me.
Totally.
And especially I think some of it maybe is in her head. Maybe it's not. Maybe we'll find out.
No, I have a feeling that everything she's feeling is absolutely there. We'll get to that. So then we get back to Brian's parents. They talk about their names and stuff like that. We already talked about that and how they had a love marriage. So we don't need to go over that again. Then we're then we're at the Parvani house, and Vishal starts talking about how he shaves his chest and butt.
Oh my gosh, that is so shocking.
And then Richa says, like, I think that he does that for other people, like, not for me. And I'm like, wait a minute, like, why? If he's shaving his butt, like, for who? Like, because the only person who should be seeing his butt is you.
So is the shaving the butt like the butt cheeks or the asshole? You know what I mean? Because like, so my friends in New York, they bleach their asshole. Like, I know. Have you heard of that?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I never heard of it.
Kanye has like a song about it.
Wait, what?
How,
yes. Oh yeah, and she just bleached her asshole, and I got bleach
now it's on my t-shirt.
That's a tight song.
It is a good t-shirt.
It's a good song. It's a great song. But yeah, I was like, so is it like the butt cheeks?
I think he shaves the full cheek.
And the asshole.
I mean, Indians are hairy. Let's be real.
Okay.
So, but I've never heard of anyone shaving their butt. I mean, shaving your chest, sure. People do that.
Okay, and can I just bring something up?
Mm-hmm.
Because I love lasers. Just get it laser removed.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
We just have some advice for you.
Invest in laser removal because it's expensive, but it's
and it takes a long time, right?
I think you have to go back. I'm gonna actually go and get my bikini line done. And you have to go back like 6 times.
Yeah.
But I'm Italian hairy, like I'm Italian American, so I'm like so hairy.
Yo, you don't even
and do you
want to
know something? Do you want to know something? So I learned that if you're blonde, the laser won't pick up on the hair. So you have to be dark.
Well, Vishal doesn't have that issue.
Oh yeah.
So Vishal, Look into laser
I don't know.
treatments.
And I think I couldn't date someone that cared more about their physical appearance more than me.
Yeah, I agree. And I totally
Was
agree.
he like shaving his abs or just
No,
his chest? I'm always surprised like that's
He
such
probably shaves a lot more than his chest and butt. Let's be real.
his balls.
We could speculate for a while.
He probably has shaved his balls, but that's okay.
That's okay. So then we get back to Monica and Brian. They're on the phone before the gala. They're talking about prom and all that. We already talked about that.
This is kind of the
Then
yan.
yeah. So then they're going
Let's
to
just do the
gala, and Anisha's like, it's like the Met Gala. The Hindu Met Gala.
Is it like that?
I mean, yeah. So Diwali parties are where it's at. They're always the biggest celebrations of the year.
And what is Diwali?
They're super fun. Diwali is a festival of lights. It's the Indian New Year. And
what month
it's like on the moon cycle, so it's always different, but it's typically in October, early November. And so like I remember growing up to going to like the Diwali function at Cornell.
And
there would
love
be dances and food, and like it was super
gosh.
fun. And like so this is clearly like the Diwali event for Miami, and everybody goes. It's like it almost looked like there was like a red carpet or something, but
like a step and repeat.
Totally. So it looked nice. So Amrit is like, yeah, so I'm going to like, look at all the beautiful people, including Brian. Like he's like, Brian is so good looking.
And Brian is hot.
He's I know he's straight.
I know they would make a beautiful couple.
Oh my gosh. So I love Amrit. He's just so wonderful. And then some like white woman walks up to Amrit and says, like, I think they translated on the screen. They're like, Elias Mbarak. And he like says it back to her. And Vishal's like, what did that woman just say to you? And he's like, I have no idea. That was like, I love that they put that in there, because that is a thing that as an Indian person living in America, you get like people coming up to you just like speaking in Hindi to you, or like assuming that you're Muslim and saying shit like that.
It's just so fucked up.
It's so and like we live in Boulder, and like
do people
here,
think that you are?
Oh my god, this guy at McGuckin's, that's like the hardware store here.
Oy.
He was like trying to like, he was like, do you know what your name means?
What?
Like,
that's
oh my
so
god,
Boulder.
blah 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 blah. And
is he
like,
just so white as pure snow?
Yeah,
oh,
I was
gross.
like, please get out of
Wait,
my
so
face.
why does he know your name?
Because he asked me my name because he saw that I was Indian.
That is so messed up on so many.
This happens to me all the time.
Like people are like, "Oh, you're Indian. I want to speak to you about like what your name means." What does your name mean?
It doesn't mean anything. It's like, my name is confusing. I'm not going to get into it.
Okay.
It doesn't really mean anything though. Actually, it's like.
And what'd you say?
I was just like, I don't even remember. I was just like, I gotta go. I didn't want to talk to him. It just made me really mad. But anyway, so that's like an example of that happening.
So fucked up.
At like the freaking Indian event, this white woman is like coming up. Why is she saying that to just him?
Was
like
it
what?
Spanish?
It didn't seem like he knew who she was at all. It was so weird. So anyway, then Vishal and Amrit, they're talking, and Amrit's like, yeah, I like Lopa. She's sassy and stuff like that. And then they go to Lopa asking for a Cosmo at the bar. She's like, I need my Cosmo.
Bless her.
And in the testimonial, Richa's like, hey, Mom, you need to like mellow out a bit. And Lopa's like, I'm not going to mellow out. And then, then they have that whole interaction, which we already talked about, where Lopa, like Vishal's like trying to be like, oh, like I have both of my moms here because like she's going to be his future mother-in-law. And she's like shutting him down. And I felt bad for him in that moment.
I mean, you do, but get the hint.
But also like, like he's in a relationship with her daughter, like you need to support your kid to some extent.
Is it like it's going to get to the point where they have to have a sit down? And I wonder if they've had sit downs.
So this is where it connects to The Bachelor as well, because last night on The Bachelor, all hell broke loose when Madison and Peter are live on stage deciding they're going to try and date, and Peter's mom is in the audience being like, no, Madison was rude to us. She like was 3 hours late. She didn't even want to be there.
Defending?
Peter was just sitting there in shock, like, this is happening on live
But it's
TV.
really wild because it's like Peter didn't have that conversation with her before.
Well,
and
they did have that
together.
conversation, but then like as
It's
they're
all
deciding, it's all happening
Oh,
live.
so they were deciding on live that they were going to start dating.
Yeah, and Barb's like, he's going to have to fail to succeed, basically being like, it's not going to work out. And like, she's right. Like, they're not going to work out. They absolutely live totally different lives.
They're just going to get their people cover. They're going to get their like tight tummy, whatever, tea, like ad.
No,
and then...
it's just going to. No, I mean, I do think that they genuinely do like love each other, but it's not going to work out like in a real way. And they both know that. And Barb knows that, but she said it in such a like kind of harsh way on national television.
But it's better than right now, like Jax and Brittany, like just to bring up Vanderpump, like another Bravo show, like the mom is all in. Like Brittany's mom is like
in love with Jax.
In love with Jack. Even after like...
But that's better than her hating him.
He cheated on her.
But no, what I'm saying is like if you're getting into a relationship with someone, like it's important to have your parents' support, even if they don't think it's the right thing.
Maybe she has like she knows about some things about him that she's not talking about.
Who, Lopa?
Yeah, Lopa.
I mean, she clearly is judging him. She calls him a moron to Brian's dad,
yikes,
which is
I
like
forgot
that's
about
mean.
That.
Like
it seemed
it's
like
a
they
little
were
bit...
kind of flirting. I appreciate the banter back and forth.
Yeah, that was kind of
cute.
It wasn't cute.
Oh, it wasn't cute?
I feel like they were showing that to be like, oh, Lopa is trying to move on people's
Oh, you
husbands.
thought that?
I think that's why they were showing
that's so fucked up. If you can't flirt, like, and be in a relationship, like, that's so weird.
In
when
my
people are
experience,
like...
No, okay, I have to tell you about the dynamic at Indian parties.
What?
There's the aunties, there's the uncles. The aunties... Like you get there and immediately the women and the men
parts
separate.
Like the Red Sea.
Yeah. So seeing a woman and a man, an auntie and an uncle
really
talking to each other is like kind of taboo.
Right.
Maybe it's different for them. They seem like a more progressive Indian group of people. There's like divorce and stuff happening and whatever. But like generally that's how it goes.
Brian's parents are beautiful.
Yeah, they're great. But anyway, so my feeling on Lopa, I just want to say... my last words about her is that I really appreciate what a strong woman she is. She's a self-made woman. She's not apologizing for anything in her life. And I do wish that she would be a little bit more supportive of Vishal.
Well,
and
I
Richa.
think I also want to hear how she treats the crew, the producers, because if it gets out that because it does get out on these Bravo shows, like this person, this housewife, this actor treats the producers like crap.
Yeah.
And that's where the true colors are.
So you're going to keep up on that.
Oh, of course.
Because I never see that
If
stuff.
the producers come out and be like, Lopa's a bitch.
Yeah.
Then that's when it's like, oh, that's who she is.
Yeah. I mean, I appreciate what she stands for, though, as like a progressive Indian woman in many ways, which is like, she obviously is coming up against a lot. Like, absolutely, I think she's getting a lot of flack from the other women in that Indian group, and I think they're judging her for being a self-made woman in a lot of ways. And I maybe she's not reacting in the best way sometimes. So we'll see what happens. Richa is her daughter, and she's awesome, so she did something right there, I would say. But anyway, so that is the episode.
That was the episode. It was a solid episode.
It was.
I wanted more aunties, excuse me. And why? So what classifies someone as an auntie?
It's basically like your parents' friends. So like my mom and dad are friends with another Indian couple. And like the way that I refer to those, like those people is auntie and uncle. That's just across the board. Okay. And then, like, their kids are just, like, my friends. Like, I just call them by name. But it's like, you know, I'll be like, Nilima auntie or, like, whatever. Yeah. And then that's, like, how you refer to your parents' friends. Right. So they're not actual blood relation. Right. That's, like, the term of respect that you use. So then you get this whole group of aunties and... oh my gosh, I love Amrit's like getting on the phone, being like 1-800-AUNTIE. Did you hear this?
I love that. And then I love how I don't know, I just love the amount of love that they share, all the aunties, and spread to all the children in general.
Well,
Maybe no love? No?
Yeah, I mean, I think that they do. I think that there is a lot of love, and I think there's a lot of drama, and there's a lot of talking behind people's backs.
I want to go to happy hour with the aunties.
Oh, man, me too. I want all the gossip. So that was the show. The next episode is on Sunday. We're going to try and record on Monday so we can get the episode out sooner.
Get it up.
So excited to meet Bali and Sean.
Yeah.
Can't
I'm
wait.
so excited. And so... What else do you want to cover? The family karma stuff.
I think that's it.
And then
follow us.
Follow us at Do you want to go over some Vanderpump where you just left off?
Yeah. Okay. First of all,
if you just do family karma, if you're just interested, you can like turn off the podcast and rate us 5 stars and be like, it was the best podcast ever.
Yeah. 5 stars only, guys.
Okay. So just to reiterate, I am up to date on Vanderpump and Indra is not. And so I'm having her catch up. And so I'm always picking her brain where she is. So
I've been trying to get to the end of season 4 for like 3 weeks, which I can't do because first of all, the season is 20 episodes long, which is too
crazy.
Long. And then there's 3 reunion episodes, and then there's like a secrets revealed.
Who cares
episode.
about the fucking secrets revealed?
There's no but I feel like, am I going to miss something?
No, I've never seen a secret revealed.
Okay, I'm going to skip it.
And you know what? I will be honest. Sometimes I don't watch all of the episodes of the reunion.
Well, the reunion, I mean...
Are James Kennedy and Lala... So it's season 4
So they're
reunion.
wrapping it all up. Like,
are they friends right now or no?
What? Who?
Lala and James Kennedy?
It seems like they're friends now. Like maybe they're not hooking up anymore and they're just friends.
Is Lala friends with anyone else?
Not really. Like it seems like her and Ariana might be friends.
Right.
Katie and Lala hate each other.
Yeah.
Which is like not a surprise. Katie seems like she could do that pretty easily.
Katie seems like a wet blanket to me.
Yeah, I'm curious to see what, like, do they get married?
They do.
Okay, so they do actually get married.
Who, Katie and Tom?
Katie and Tom.
Yeah.
And then, so, like,
there's
nothing to report, really. Like, it was a boring season.
Yeah.
It was stupid. Kristen sucks. I hate her.
Kristen Daughtry.
Yeah.
She's like my age.
Yeah.
She's like
is she
38,
still on
39.
the show?
Yeah. She is, but I think she's a side character. She has a lot of drama right now with like the person she's dating, but the Bravo producers don't really care about it.
Yeah.
And she's in and out of like the good graces of the Stassi Katie.
Yeah, so
I feel
their
like
whole dynamic is just...
Stassi and Katie kind of like push out friends, take them in. Push out friends, take them in.
Yeah, so this season was also a lot about Stassi getting back into the friend group and like making amends with Katie, which I'm like, I don't give a shit about any of this. Yeah. You know what I care about?
What?
Sheena and Shay's relationship.
Oh, God.
I want to see it implode. I want to see it implode.
Yeah.
I cannot wait. Are they going to show it in the next season?
I think he just... I forget because I saw it so long ago. But I think he just kind of disappears.
Really? They don't like get into it.
And then it's just her in that sad apartment. And I think she puts her like sunglasses collection. Like it's just like the second bedroom is her closet. And she's just like, you know, she's living her best life. And she's one of those that is always in the Daily Mail because she has all these relationships that are just for the cameras. Because do you remember she was with Robbie from The Bachelor?
What?
Like the swimmer?
When?
Well, what season was Robbie on?
Yo, he has not been.
He is gross. Talk about someone who definitely shaves his chest and shaves his butthole.
That guy and bleaches it for sure.
So gross.
So anyway, I'm about to start season 5. Yeah. Hopefully there'll be something more exciting. I don't know why I keep watching the show. I really hate all of them.
Well, that's it's hate watch.
I don't even think that they're cool.
No, it's so entertaining. And again, it's about them. It's ruined it in the last season because you see that they do have the money and they're buying these houses that are $1.4 million.
Yeah.
And you're just like,
they're not real people anymore.
It's not Jack's like wheeling his sad little, what are those things called? The coolers?
Yeah.
Down to Tom Sandoval's apartment, or maybe it was Katie and Schwartz.
Like actually roughing it. They're not doing that anymore.
Yeah, and so it's lost the luster. And plus it's like, I don't want to see them grow up. And that's why they bring in these new characters this season. And that's when Sheena is the link between the old world and the new world.
Okay. Well, when I started liking the show was when all this juice came out with like Kristen actually did sleep with Jax.
Oh, I remember that.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, this is a good storyline.
But then it kind of like, Tom's
I feel like
cool with it. Tom's just like,
I know, now they're all just like friends again.
And that's the thing, they're all friends, and that's when I'm just like, I don't know. I mean, it's like I would never, maybe Ariana I would be friends with, but other than that,
maybe I'll stop watching and start watching Love Is Blind.
like something. Oh God, I thought you were not gonna watch that.
No, I'm gonna watch it.
Okay.
I've heard too many good things.
I know.
So, but I don't know. We'll see. So this segment may end.
I know. Well, so yeah. And I want to actually touch upon, because I was thinking about something on the way over, and I wanted to see, like, test what kind of person I am.
Yeah.
Okay. So, like, I know I'm a good person, like, not to sound conceited, like, but I was like, so today Andrew made a frittata and for dinner.
Why do I think that's funny? That's so nice.
No, but it's like frittatas are not my thing. It's just like, basically I was eating it to get full. And I wanted a piece of toast. And so I went in the bread and there was mold, a lot of mold. And I was just cutting off the mold.
Oh, yeah.
And eating the part that wasn't.
We have all been there.
Okay, so is that right or wrong?
That is like
have you
doing what you needed. Like you wanted that toast, and you were gonna make it happen.
Do you ever cut mold off of stuff?
Yes,
and eat it?
Like
what was the
big
last time?
blocks of cheese will sometimes get mold on it. I just cut that shit off. Just eat the rest of it. Like
I know. I was like,
no harm, no foul.
Is it bad that I didn't throw out the bread because I might want some tomorrow? And I'm just like kind of. And I had some yesterday, so I cut off a little piece yesterday of mold. Yeah. And then I put it away, and then I was like, "Oh, there's more
you know
mold.
What? Like, you're not affecting anyone. You're not like going to a public place with coronavirus.
Oh my God, Tom Hanks,
Tommy,
Tom Hanks, your brother. What is your brother?
Okay, so next week we'll have a Tom Hanks update. Hopefully, he will be cured by then.
So I have a question also. So I think I'm going to go to Trader Joe's tomorrow. Are you stocking up on like food and canned goods?
I bought some toilet paper.
Why that? I'm really confused why people are buying everything.
It's like, what do you wipe with if you don't have toilet paper?
Yeah. Magazines?
I guess you just use your hand and wash
it. Oh God.
I think I have not stocked up on food yet. I don't know why I'm not panicking. I just feel
Tom
like
Hanks has the coronavirus, we can all get it.
I don't know. It's pretty crazy though. Like universities are ending college.
Yeah, so the University of Colorado here.
Yeah, and like all the Ivy Leagues, like everyone.
I just hope my kids have school, because if they're
home,
is that
I'm
going to be so depressed.
Deanna's like, my kids will actually kill each other.
I know. And like, it's just going to be like, the TV's going to be on downstairs, and I'm just going to be like watching Bravo basically upstairs.
God. I have a 7-month-old child who needs to be watched at all times.
Oh my God,
I won't be able to do anything. Like this podcast might have to end. No, it won't. We'll make it happen.
We'll make it happen.
But it's kind of crazy what's going on. So Tom is not immune. None of us are.
If Tom gets it.
Okay, let's do our Priyanka and Joe
update.
Or Nick update.
Oh my gosh, I know. It's like, it's so bad, because if you didn't follow the Jonas Brothers career as closely as some people, which you and I didn't, because I think we're at the wrong age.
We're at the wrong age. I don't know
I'm
any
a lot
of their
older.
music.
No, I got drunk, and I keep talking about getting drunk. After I dropped you off. No, okay, so you and I got drunk at Jungle.
Yeah.
And we dropped you off?
Yeah.
No, or did I take a different Uber?
No, we both took an Uber back, and I was dropped off
Okay,
first.
and so the guy played a Jonas Brothers song.
Oh, yeah, and we were like ripping on
Wait,
it.
no, you and I were in the same car together.
Yeah.
That was the only time.
The guy thought we were so funny because we
were so weird.
We were
I love Jungle. Maybe we'll record after we go to a place called Jungle.
Yeah.
Oh, is that
so
Nick Jonas?
Priyanka Chopra and Nick.
How beautiful does she look in that picture?
I mean, look at her. She's just like
her body
how
is
can
incredible.
I look the best?
So what does the caption say?
We have already been living in color over the past few days because it's Holi season in India, where you throw colors around. All those pictures
Do you
see
think they're in India?
Yes, they're in Pune. And she says, literally, Nick's first Holi was made so special being home. May everyone celebrating have a very happy and safe Holi. So they're like wearing colorful stuff. They've done the whole celebration, she's in this
she
like
reminds
sex
me of like
pose.
MIA a little bit with her curly like
yeah,
kind of wavy
she does
hair.
totally, and that's like a shirt MIA would
I know,
wear.
and it's like the whole.
And then this is so cute. Okay, what I love about them is like she's always posting pictures of her family. So this is a testament to the Indian family love with like her and Nick's there, and they're just like a normal looking family.
I see that picture?
Like look at them. They're just hanging, taking a picture.
Oh my gosh.
And
is
like
that her whose hair is that? That color is incredible.
Oh, I don't know.
It's like a reddish.
Is that a white person?
I don't know.
It's unclear.
What does that say?
I don't know. I love when the weekend is lit and chill at the same time. I mean, Priyanka could work on her captions.
Lit. I think I said lit once during the.
That shit is lit, yo. Yeah, no. She's great.
She's wonderful. They're doing well. And they're celebrating.
They're in India.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll get stuck there because of coronavirus.
But they can take a private jet.
Yeah, but that's not responsible anymore.
No, he has to come back because he has his Las Vegas residency. What's going to go on with the Jonas Brothers Las Vegas residency?
That's going to get canceled.
You think so?
Like, they canceled all. Didn't you say today they're canceling all shows above 1,000 people?
Coachella's Stagecoach. So I picture all those
all
like.
The festivals are over.
Because all those Bachelor contestants were looking for. Do you think they'll do Bachelor in Paradise with?
I read a headline today that like it's affecting Bachelorette filming. Like apparently they're not going abroad, and I guess
even
they'll probably
filming?
Go to Mexico.
Are they
Bachelor.
filming the Bachelorette right now?
They're starting. If they've not already
they
started.
Just like pump those guys out.
Yeah, well, they have to. They like go from one to the next. And now they have this new show called Listen to Your Heart, which just seems so stupid. It's like people like who like singer-songwriters meet each other and date, and then like they have to have chemistry on stage.
God.
It looks
I don't
so
really
boring.
care. You know what?
I'm not. You know what? I'm replacing that with Family Karma.
I was
Family
just
Karma's
thinking
my
about
new
like,
thing.
imagine if yesterday you met Tom Hanks and you're like, it was the best day of my life. He shook my hand. He gave me a hug, and
now I have corona.
and now him and Rita was so sweet too. She held my hands and looked me in the eye, and I was crying, and then I kissed her on the cheek, and now they have coronavirus, and now I have coronavirus.
And now it's the worst.
Wouldn't that be the most beautiful story of how you got?
I'm sure that happened to someone.
Well,
we want to hear from you. We want to
hear about if you got coronavirus from Tom Hanks.
Tell us. All right, that's it.
Okay, so let's talk about our socials.
Family Karma Cast with a K on Instagram and Twitter, and you can email us at familykarmacast@gmail.com.
And subscribe on all the platforms.
Yes.
And rate us.
Please subscribe, write a review.
Please.
5 stars
only.
Help us get the word out. Tell your friends. Have them follow us and all that. We have loved interacting with cast members on social media so
we're
far.
obsessed with them.
Thank you guys for like being with us,
and we want to go to the next premiere.
Tiana's pushing
I'm
hard.
like really.
Let's like not talk about it for a few episodes. Okay. and then we'll ask again.
Okay.
Thank you all for listening. We love you. And
namaste, bitches.
Namaste, bitches. We'll catch you next time.